Hi guys, welcome to International Scale Modeler. Welcome to the very last video of the Great Wall Hobby 148 F-15D video build. There's not much to show in this one. This is basically where we left off the video last time. We've come to the last part and we are completed. There was nothing really worth showing on camera. Well, there was, but I never thought about it at the time. Because all we've done since last time is we've glued the canopy in position. We've painted up the ordnance, we've decaled it, we've weathered it exactly the same as we do with the rest of the aircraft. We've painted, weathered the undercarriage, the landing gear, and we've painted, weathered, we painted the exhaust nozzles last time, well a couple of parts ago now, and I've added a wash to them, a little bit of effects to get them where they are now. So there wasn't really much to see. I wasn't going to show you me decaling again because it's just boring as hell. I wasn't going to show you me painting the ordnance. There's not much else I've done. There's probably about a week's worth of work to get this finished now. Taken my time, done most of it last night to get it where I wanted, and I'm happy with it. It came out well. There's a few faults on the plane, and I'll never hide them, because if anybody ever says they make a completely perfect model, in my opinion they're lying. They're never perfect. By the nature of what they are, there's always a mistake or something you're not happy with. And on this is a couple of things. Number one, we've had a little bit of silver on the decals. Not the decals' fault, it's my fault. Where it's happened, it's where there's been not as much clear coat gone down. So mainly on the horizontal, the vertical stabilizers on the rear. There's a couple of decals that are silvered slightly. I did try and rectify it as good as I could, and I did get rid of most of it, but there's still a couple that are silvered, and it's just tough. Mainly down here on the AF83046 and on the Klamath Falls on the other side. It's a couple of the larger ones. Most of the smaller ones have gone down fine. It's just those couple of big ones which haven't, unfortunately. As somebody very kindly pointed out on the last video, my stars and bars on this wing was upside down. That's now rectified, as you can see. That took about 2 hours to fix because I had to sand off the old decal, re-prime it, re-pre-shade, base colour, the camo colour, post-shade, weather, wash, clear coat, put the decal on, clear coat, another wash, matte coat, and that's got what it is. And you can see where it's been changed, but it's not really obvious unless you're really looking. If I hadn't pointed it out, you probably never noticed, so that's the way it is. Other things I'm not happy with, there's a few bits and bobs here and there. Like I say, not every model can be perfect. It's been a long time in the making, this one, with, you know, my family and the little fella being born and what have you, and filming. It does drag on a little bit, but they're done. Happy with the result. It's a fantastic kit, and the F-15 is a beautiful looking aircraft. It's a big plane in 48 scale, I'll give it that. So what we've done last time, like I say, canopy's in the up position. I am missing a couple of little parts in there that I need to add. Spotted them just before I started filming. Like I say, quite excited to get it finished. I've left them out. It's just a little gas strut, basically. We've got the ordnance done. All the landing gear was done. Just painted up, weathered, oil washed, UMP dark dirt washed. I'll turn it over so you can see in a minute. The exhausts, I made a schoolboy error last time. I masked up and painted all the Alclad on the heat shields, top and bottom. I then matte coated over it like an idiot. So I had to mask it again, respray the Alclad aluminium. The exhausts, as we saw, I'm going to bring them up so you can see. Should be able to see the blue hue to them. They're not glued in position yet, so they may move. I've left them off till I'm 100% happy with them. I think I am now. I've had to put several different effects on there to get that effect, and that's the one thing I wish I had film doing. I just did it quickly thinking, oh, that's all it'll need, so that's why I didn't bother filming it. As it's progressed, I've done a bit more work to it, so that's the one thing I had wished I'd filmed. You saw that we Mr. Hobby buffable metal dark ironed it, buffed it off. That left a beautiful variation of tone. I then came in and I used transparent blue from Alclad, which is like a clear blue, to add streaks to give that blue hue to it. I then came back with that, put an oil wash on, a black brown oil wash, wiped that off. Did a couple of those to try and tone that blue down. Luckily, because it's buffable, you can still get the top layer off, so I could dull down the blue quite easily, because the Mr. Buffable, if you've ever used it, for ages, unless you completely seal it, it'll just keep buffing up and up and up and up and up. So it's a real handy effect when you try and do weathering. I came in, like I say, with the oil washers, let those dry. I then came in with a blue, very light blue, very, very thin, almost like a filter oil wash. That was great. I gave the insides a white oil wash to give the effect inside. And then just before it was complete, I came back, from a distance I sprayed some transparent smoke alclad over it again to really try and dull it down. I just wanted that hint of the blue, nothing too in your face. I think I got that effect. It's probably going to look different on camera than it does to me, but try and angle it around a little bit so it catches the light. It'll probably look way over exaggerated on camera, but to the naked eye, it literally, as the light catches it, you can see the blue on the veins, and it looks really good. Like I said, they're not glued in position yet, so they may well move. I thought I'll leave those off just for now, until we're completely happy. On the upper surfaces, we had the UMP Dark Dirt Wash. I've then come back, actually it was while I was cleaning up the landing gear, getting the oil wash off that. The cotton bud, or Q-tip as you call it in the States, which had very, very light coat of black brown oil paint on. I just came across, streaked it back in positions. That's a streaking effect you can see on top of the fuselage. I carried this on underneath. I don't really want to pick this up, but we're going to have to show it, yeah? So I can spin around without damaging her. There we go. Underneath the wheelbase we painted up. They were given the same oil wash as the landing gear, which hopefully you can see there, weathered up. All the ordnance was decaled up, a lot of time in those decals, a little bit of silver on those fuel tanks, nothing could be done. One thing I'm quite happy with, on the fuel tanks, if you look there, just in front of that big decal, you'll see a panel line, raised detail. That got removed while sanding, and I actually added it back by masking up a very thin line and building it up with primer. So that panel line you can see in front of that big decal there on that fuel tank is actually primer that I built up over time. Completely obliterated it by sanding down the seam, and it's an old trick I've never used before, to be honest, and just using coats of primer, built it up as it went, and it brought the panel line back, did it on both sides, and it was a good effect. Came out really well, very happy with it. As I say, all the landing gear's gone. The landing gear fit to the aircraft is fantastic, some of the best I've seen. Can be quite flimsy on some aircraft, you know, you put it down and the whole thing's bowing out and leaning everywhere. But that thing worked absolutely brilliantly. Very solid, very positive feel as it goes in. Heat shield on the back, as you can see, it's a bit larger than the top one, so it gives you a bit more room to play with. Alclad aluminium. I've then come in, added the transparent clear of the panel lines, as you can see. We've had the oil wash to it, and again, I don't even see the blue streak to the exhaust on there. As you can see, they're both moved. I knew they would, because they're not glued in. I can pull those straight back out if needed. Once I'm completely happy, I'm going to let them dry fully for a couple of weeks. I'll come in, a little bit of CA glue, stick them in position, job done. But that's it really. So, nice aircraft, not overly weathered. I don't like my aircraft overly weathered. Very happy how it's come out. Like I say, a couple of silver decals, which you can see on the vertical stabiliser there, the 046s, sadly silver, but there's not much we can do about that. Let's just pop these back in position. You know, it's just roughly, there we go. Not much you can do about that now. In hindsight, when I'm preparing for decaling, I'll make sure I put a nice thick coat of clear in the position where I know big decals are going to go. And that's it. So like I say, it came out well. Give you a side on view. I'm happy with how she came out. Cockpit was nice for a kit cockpit. The ordnance is fantastic on the Great Wall Hobby kit, all individually packaged. And the paint scheme, I'm glad I changed that grey to the bluer grey on top when it did. I think it looks better. It's nicely weathered. The UMP Dark Dirt Wash has really made all those panels pop, and I'm very, very happy with that. So that's absolutely fantastic. So there we go, a bit of a short video, guys. Sorry there's nothing to actually see, but there we go. There's the whole thing finished after a while of building it. Now I did say the next topic was going to be armour. That's changed, unfortunately. I will 100% make sure the next video build after this next one is armour. I promise you. The next video build is going to be on the Tarangas Saab Viggens that myself and Lou started to stock at UMP. It sounds horrible, but it makes business sense for me to build the plane that we're selling, and that is simply it. It's a fantastic looking aircraft. Always like the look of the twin delta wing, well, the delta wing in the front, and I think it's going to be an interesting build, an interesting aircraft. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. So if you're waiting for the armour, I do apologise. It's my fault for jumping the gun saying I was going to do it. Like I say, myself and Lee had a chat, and we both decided that it makes sense for me to build one of the kits that we're an importer for. So like I say, the Saab Viggen should be an interesting build, and I promise you, once that's done, we will definitely build some armour, and I've got a special one in mind for it. So like I say, the new video build will start as soon as I get hold of the kit. I'm going to review it, and soon after that we'll get it going again. Hopefully it won't drag on as long as this one has. I'll try and get through it a bit quicker. I've got a little bit more, not free time, but a bit more time to myself now that things are a little bit settling down more now. So hopefully we'll get through it a lot quicker. But there's a builder on the Viggens on the forum at the minute. I think it's Patrick's building it. It looks a stunning kit. It's a beautiful looking aircraft. Really is a stunning looking aircraft. And I hope you'll enjoy me building that. So like I said, the review that'll be up as soon as I get my hands on one. I'll film it, and then we'll come straight in, get part 1 done, and we'll get underway with that too. So like I say, sorry for the guys disappointed with the armour. I will get an armour build underway and we'll get it sorted. So there we go. Paul ISM, thanks for watching all the videos. Hope you enjoyed it. Not as in depth as the how-to guides, because it never was a how-to guide. It was just me building an aircraft. And I hope you like it. So there's nothing really to see today, and it's a short video. But we're all done, as you can see. I'm happy with the results. I'm going to get some pictures of it now and put it on the forum, so you can have a look at that. And thanks for watching. So catch you guys later, and I'll see you guys all on the forum.